Hi PowerAppers, as you may have guessed, this is my Christmas episode because I have an early Christmas gift for Giorgio. We are doing a user story today. It's my first user story in English. So in this user story, we won't focus on just one aspect of a problem, but a series of problems or a more complex problem. So let's see what we are looking at. Giorgio wrote as a YouTube comment below my video, "You are my hero." Thank you, Giorgio. Thank you very much. Are you going to show also how to make appear on the map the cities I need? I didn't show that in any video, so it was a really good question. And I asked a little more about his problem, and he wrote a longer comment. He needs the countries of Slovenia, Croatia and Montenegro and many cities, but he specified Dubrovnik, which is King's Landing of Game of Thrones. So I'm gonna definitely be doing this. And yeah, some other cities. It's all Eastern European cities. I won't try to pronounce any of them correctly. So, and afterwards he wants to export the full image in an HTML file. So I'm going to show you how we export that as well. And in this video we don't just need PowerApps, we need some more tools we'll be looking at in the next minutes. Let's get to the video. If you're not familiar yet with using SVGs in PowerApps or importing maps from shapefiles into the SVGs, I suggest you watch my other video first. Just follow this link up here. Yeah, let's get an overview of what we need to get done to make this app for Giorgio. First, we need shapes of several European countries. Croatia, Slovenia, Montenegro in any case, and we will probably need the neighboring countries as well, so yeah, the map just looks better. Then we need a shapefile of cities of these three different countries. And I said you can get every shapefile going in PowerApps, but it's really hard to get this shapefile because it just doesn't exist. First of all, we need the Eastern European countries, and for that I just took a shapefile of every country of the world from the Esri page, ArcGIS. Link is in the description. You can download this as a shapefile. For the next part, I needed the cities of these three countries, and I think there is no shapefile that exists that has these cities of the three countries in one file. So we need three different shapefiles and somehow combine them. Afterwards we're gonna export the whole thing to MapShaper, and then we're gonna arrange the whole thing in our Power App. And then we build a small flow to export everything into an HTML file. I found the cities on a German homepage that is called GeoFabrik. Link is in the description. They get their data from OpenStreetMap and have data packages for every country in the world. And I downloaded the three packages. Yeah, these are the three download packages. And you see there are several shapefiles. Each shapefile is made of 5 different files. The file we are looking at is the places free file. To rearrange the shapefiles, I used a geographical information system. I used QGIS, which is an open source freeware, so you can use that for free as well. It's not too hard to understand, but yeah, working with them it's a little different than working with images or something, but you'll get the hang of it. I used to work 5 years as a civil engineer planning natural gas networks, where we used another tool a lot, and so I know a little bit about it. I will load up the different files. So I said we need the places file from Croatia. And I want to talk about an important thing, that is the projection you are using. As you can see, this looks a little bit like a ball. When we are looking at the map, we always have the problem that we try to get a 2D picture of a sphere. So we are living on a globe, but want to display it on a map. And so we need to project it somehow. And this is a projection that works especially well for Europe. These are Croatia, Slovenia and Montenegro. Yeah, what I did was to delete all the countries. I don't want to bore you with that, and only have the neighboring countries left. Have a look at this places file, what is in there. There are lots of cities and lots of really small cities. So we want to trim that down a little bit. And what I did was filter it and said, only give me back places with a population of more than 10,000 people. And then there are only a few left for Montenegro. And what I did then was to combine them in one shapefile. These are all the cities in the 3 countries with more than 10,000 people, and that's probably the cities that Sergio will need. You can't combine shapefiles of points and polygons, so a shapefile is either a point, a line or a polygon, or several of them. So we can't combine these two, so we export them separately as shapefiles. And this is where you need to, again, pay attention which projection you are using. So in the end, you will get the same result. Now I'm gonna export this one again to show you. And this is where you're choosing the projection. And as I earlier said, I was using ETRS 89 because it gives good results for Europe. So we have these 2 files as shape files, and now we're gonna head over to MapShaper again and loading our files to the page. Hit import, and then we can look at the finished product. Don't care about these. As you know from my first video, we're gonna export this 2 times. We use precision equals 0.1 because we don't need it to be any more precise. We will export it once as SVG file and once as CSV file. Make sure that these are both checked. And once like this and once like that. Let's look at the finished products. We will, the SVG file doesn't say that much as a picture, but we're gonna look at it in the editor. So we have the cities at first, where we have X and Y values for each city. And these are the 19 countries that are still in there. And then we can take a quick look at the CSV files, one for the cities, one for the countries. And yeah, these are in the same order, then the shapes, then the X and Y coordinates. And so I recombined them, and the finished product looks like this. These are my cities with the city name, coordinates, type. I will later use the national capital type to show just the capitals of each country, and the population that we won't use. And then we have the countries, and yeah, also recombined the names and the coordinates. Then we gonna create 2 new SharePoint lists. I covered all of that in the first video. So it's just creating all the fields and then copy pasting from the SharePoint list. And the finished product looks like this. We actually just use these 4 columns, and then we have the countries where we will use the title and the coordinates. Finally, we will head over to PowerApps, and I created most of it already. We will do the last few touches together. Yeah, we will look at all the points, but most of it is covered in the other video. This is just a gallery of the, I think, 70 or so cities. And now let's have a look at this one. In the background, at first there is a rectangle with a light blue color, because there is no good way to set a background color and export it afterwards. So just a big rectangle starting from 0, 0, height and width of 1000, which is bigger than our view box. I had to play around a little bit with the view box. This is actually the X coordinate where it starts, and then this is the width in X direction, and this is the starting Y coordinate, and this is the height in Y direction. So this is 130, and this coordinate would be 130 plus 250, so 380. Yeah, took a little testing to get the right view box. And the next thing are the countries, and yeah, that's exactly, this is covered in my first video. So we are using a concat command with our SharePoint list, but what I wanted to do was to change the color of all the other countries to a darker gray, so Slovenia, Montenegro and Croatia pop out a little bit. And we're gonna use an if command for that. If the name is in the title column and the title is in Slovenia, Croatia or Montenegro, then it should be light gray, and all the other countries should be just gray. Let me do this in. Hopefully that works. Yes, works perfect. And yeah, now we see it's all about these 3 countries. The light blue background looks like the sea. And next thing is the capitals. As you saw in the data, there was a city type of national capital, and we are actually only filtering our list for these 3 cities, and yeah, using a circle where Cx is the x coordinate, Cy is the y coordinate, and yeah, you can use the round or don't use the round. Yeah, we can scratch that. That was from an earlier iteration where I showed the other cities as well. So we want to show the national capitals with a radius r of 3, red fill, and a black circle around them. And this is our concat for the capitals. That is hopefully working. Or not, yes. So. Okay, now we have our capitals, and then we have a selected city, and this is just one circle again with the selected row of the gallery. And this is a little bit bigger and filled in dark orange, and then we put the name next to it with a text command, and we put it a little bit to the right so it doesn't start in the center. I can show you the difference. This is +7 and this is without the +7. Yeah, that makes no sense. So +7 again. And size of 8. Then this is the actual text, which is in this case the selected title, and this closes the text. And I think we want to change is Giorgio asked that you can select multiple cities of the list. We need to figure that out. What I'm usually doing for this is creating a collection. Let's say clear collect. We'll name it call cities and load the SharePoint list with an extra column into that. So this is our SharePoint list. The extra column is selected city, and we put in there a false in the beginning. And what we do now is load this once. So we have collection of cities now, and we will link the item property to the new collection, which should look exactly the same. So nothing changed at first, and now we make it selectable, and we go to the on select of our gallery and use a patch of our collection and patch this item and say selected city is this item. So we don't just say it's true, but to toggle it. So make it the opposite value of what it is currently. And then we want to show this somehow, and we will do this with the template fill, and we say if this item dot selected city, then orange, otherwise light gray. So nothing is selected right now, and now we can select multiple cities and deselect them, of course. And what we need to do now is just use a concat here as well. So we say concat our, we will filter the cities collection, so we just have the selected cities, and then we will draw the same circle for every city, and don't need this anymore, don't need this anymore. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah, now it works. We can select as much as we want, but we need another concat for the text field. So we do that really quick. Copy this and scratch that, and just use the title here. So we need the names of our cities. Yeah, so you can see where this is going. It seems to work quite nice. Can start over here. Last thing is that we need to create an HTML file where this picture is in. So I already prepared that, and I will show you the flow. This is actually just 2 actions long, the trigger from PowerApps, where is nothing inside, and then we create a file in a SharePoint. We will call it new html.html, and we will ask for this value in PowerApps, and let's look what is in there. What we gonna do is just copy all of the SVG stuff and copy it in here. So in the HTML file we will have a title as a h1 header. I don't know a lot about HTML, so Giorgio wants it in HTML. He can probably figure out what he does want to do with this, and so we say here is your HTML file. So this should create an HTML file where it says here's your HTML file, and then the SVG image below that. Yes, there was a small error in here, but now it should work. Yeah, the flow runs and it creates an HTML file that was created just a few seconds ago with a huge map of the things you wanted. Yeah, we can make that map a little bit smaller. We need to specify a height of, let's say, 500 pixels. and a width of 500 pixels. It doesn't matter in here because height and width are controlled by the image property with 600, but in the HTML file it does matter. Yeah, as you can see, now we have a nice looking map. This button creates an SVG file and sends it via mail to you. We will save that for another video. So that is it for the day. Giorgio, I hope you like your map and this is what you intended with your comment. I will gladly send you all the files so you can implement it at your organization. This is your early Christmas present. So now Giorgio and all of you other guys, hit that like button. Very important if you like to be featured in a PowerApps user story with or without SVGs. Leave me a comment below this video, and if you like more PowerApps content, please subscribe to my channel. See you next time.